So my name is Nancy Kozine, and I'm up here just briefly, and it's my honor and pleasure to be able to introduce our Oregon Chief Justice. Chief Justice Walters joined the Oregon Supreme Court in 2006 after almost 30 years of practice as a trial lawyer and appellate lawyer in Oregon. As the state court administrator, I've had the opportunity to sit with Chief Justice Walters during meetings, to travel around the state with her, and what is remarkable is that in my position, I've learned a little bit about the people that she represented during those 30 years. And there's a theme. The people that she represented were people who needed assistance, whether they had a disability or were facing an unfair situation. The theme that runs through her client base was vulnerable people who needed to be protected. And so, it was no surprise to me when Mike Schmidt asked the chief, "Hey chief, would you be interested in this behavioral health justice reinvestment project? Would you like the courts to participate?" It was an immediate and emphatic, of course, yes, we would. And so, she is here for you today to introduce Judge Liefman, but she also comes to this responsibility with a great deal of passion. She became our Chief Justice on July 1st, 2018. And if you look at her bio, you will see that she has engaged at the national, state, and local level throughout her career, and she continues to do so now. So, without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to our Chief Justice, Martha L. Walters.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm really glad to be here joining all of you, including my judicial colleagues from around the state. I'm sorry that I had to miss the morning session. Our court was in conference, but my clerk was here and he told me how much he learned, and I will be here the rest of the day and tomorrow, and I hope that I plan to learn as much as I can from you and with you. From the program and the broad participation that I see the program has engendered, it is evident that in Oregon, criminal justice improvement is a three-branch effort and a comprehensive effort really at all levels of government and among many communities in our state. We're really fortunate that we had the governor here this morning and that we'll have legislators with us tomorrow, because even though we each have our own separate roles and responsibilities, we all must work together for the benefit of Oregonians. They expect us to be knowledgeable and effective and efficient in their use of in our use of their resources, and they expect us to help make them safer. I know it's been a really long day, but I would just like to spend a minute talking about the role of the courts in those efforts. As you all know, the courts have the final decisional authority in making many decisions, pretrial release decisions, imposing sentences, and in the operation of our drug and other problem-solving courts, our mental health treatment courts, that are of such great value to our communities and to the defendants who participate in them. We must all do all that we can to learn about how our judicial decisions affect our communities and what we can do to be more effective decision makers. We're trying to do that in the areas of pretrial release. We have some innovative courts that we hope can serve as models as we consider how best to make those pretrial decisions and under what conditions. We have two judges who have worked hard on those issues, and they are representing us on the Public Safety Task Force. In the area of implicit bias and inclusion, we also have a task force to address those issues. We've been doing some training on those issues with our judges and with our staff, and our judges have been participating in community listening sessions to hear how people in our communities connect with our criminal justice system. We have a long way to go, but we're getting a start. As you know, an assessment of our system of public defense in criminal cases has just been concluded. The report presents a vivid picture of the challenges and consequences of the structure of our current system. It gives us much food for thought. as do the challenges that we face in addressing the needs of people with mental health disabilities who are on our streets and our courtrooms and unfortunately often end up in our jails. I appointed 2 excellent judges to serve on the Behavioral Health Justice Reinvestment Initiative Committee to consider how we can do better, and I'm looking forward to receiving their recommendations shortly. We must learn from data and research to build confidence that what we are doing is actually making a difference. And we must learn from each other. We must take the time to find out what works in other places and to see then if that might be useful at home.